Chosen one, stop for a moment and feel the weight of this message before you try to understand it. This is not content. This is not motivation. This is not another video competing for your attention. This is an interruption sent on purpose. You did not arrive here by chance, and you are not hearing these words by accident. Heaven has timed this encounter precisely because God knows how close you are to missing something critical. There is urgency in this warning, not because God is angry with you, but because time is accelerating and distraction has become dangerously normalized. Your spirit has already been sensing it, the pressure, the restlessness, the quiet feeling that something is off, even when nothing looks wrong on the surface. God is speaking now because this is one of those moments where awareness changes everything. The message is serious because the consequences of ignoring it are subtle, slow, and devastating over time. This is not about panic. This is about preservation. And the reason God is calling you to stay until the very end is because every layer of this revelation builds on the last. What sounds simple at the beginning will unfold into something much larger, much deeper, and much more personal by the end. If you leave early, you will misunderstand the warning. If you stay, you will see how closely your destiny is tied to something you've been holding in your hand every day without question. Chosen one, your phone is not just a tool. It has become a spiritual environment. It is a gate because it decides what enters your mind before anything else does. It is a mirror because it reflects your fears, your desires, your insecurities, your boredom, your hunger for validation, and your longing for connection. And it is a channel because voices are constantly flowing through it, shaping how you think without asking for your permission. Over time, without a conscious decision, it stopped being something you use and started becoming something you respond to. It travels with you everywhere. It rests beside you when you sleep. It demands your attention before your feet even touch the floor in the morning. God has been watching this shift quietly, not as a judge looking to punish, but as a father watching his child slowly give authority to something that was never meant to lead them. Destiny is not only shaped by prayers and breakthroughs, it is shaped by repetition. What you repeatedly expose yourself to becomes familiar. What becomes familiar becomes normal. And what becomes normal eventually becomes influential. God is revealing this now because your phone has been influencing your emotional state, your focus, your patience, and your spiritual sensitivity more than you realized. This is not about technology being evil. This is about awareness being absent. Chosen one, understand this deeply. Attention is one of the most valuable spiritual currencies you possess. You cannot give attention without giving time. You cannot give time without giving energy. And you cannot give energy without shaping your destiny. Your phone is designed to compete aggressively for this currency because whoever holds your attention holds influence over your direction. Scrolling is not neutral. Notifications are not harmless. Endless content is not accidental. Every sound, vibration, and visual cue is engineered to pull you outward, fragment your focus, and keep you mentally occupied while spiritually disengaged. What you repeatedly watch programs your subconscious. What you consistently engage with trains your emotional reactions. And what dominates your attention slowly becomes the lens through which you interpret reality. This is why God is warning you now. Because the enemy does not need to destroy you if he can distract you. He does not need to silence you if he can keep you busy. A distracted chosen one is still gifted, still called, still protected, but delayed, diluted, and drained. Attention determines direction. Direction determines outcome. And right now, God is asking you to examine where your attention has been flowing without your consent. Chosen one, think honestly about how many hours have vanished without memory. Nights where your body stayed awake, but your spirit grew tired. Mornings where your first emotion was anxiety, comparison, or urgency instead of peace. No dramatic collapse. No obvious sin. Just quiet erosion. Small habits repeated daily that slowly rewired your inner rhythm. God says this is not about shame, it is about recognition. Because what you do first trains your heart. What you do last trains your rest. Digital noise has been replacing divine stillness, not because you chose rebellion, but because distraction is easier than presence. You are not lazy. You are overstimulated. You are not unspiritual. You are overexposed. Your spirit has been craving silence, but your hands have been trained to reach for stimulation. God is calling you back before exhaustion turns into numbness and numbness turns into disconnection. Time is sacred, and it has been leaking away quietly. Chosen one, understand this clearly. Nothing that consistently receives your time, attention, and emotional investment remains neutral. Over time, it becomes an altar. An altar is simply a place where something is offered repeatedly. And without realizing it, many people have built a daily altar out of their phone. Not with candles or prayers, but with hours, emotions, focus, and identity. Every time you reach for it automatically, every time you surrender awareness to it, something is being offered. That is why this device becomes either an altar of alignment or a trap of illusion. As an altar, it can be used intentionally to learn, to build, to create. To communicate truth, to receive instruction, to stay connected with purpose. But as a trap, it feeds comparison, insecurity, envy, false urgency, and constant dissatisfaction. God is warning you because digital idolatry does not announce itself as worship. It disguises itself as entertainment, relaxation, and just killing time. Yet time is never just time. Time is life in motion. And chosen one, you were never meant to offer your life unconsciously. God is calling you to higher awareness because the more you carry, the more dangerous unconscious devotion becomes. What you repeatedly kneel before will eventually shape how you stand. Your phone has been watching quietly, not judging, recording. Every search you made in confusion, every message you typed in emotion, every photo you saved because you didn't want to forget how it felt. Every conversation you returned to because a wound was never healed. It is an archive of your inner world across seasons. God is not bringing this up to expose you, but to awaken you. Because patterns reveal what words hide. The device knows what you run to when you are lonely. It knows what you avoid thinking about. It knows what excites you, what numbs you, what soothes you, and what agitates you. Heaven sees this too. Not to condemn, but to show you where healing is still needed and where authority has been quietly surrendered. Chosen one, awareness is mercy. God is saying, look honestly, not harshly. Look without excuses. Because once you see clearly, you can choose differently. And once you choose differently, the cycle breaks. Chosen one, the phone itself is not the enemy. It is a tool waiting for a master. The same device that distracted you can become a gateway of miracles when governed intentionally. God can send the right message at the exact right moment. He can place confirmation on your screen when your heart is finally open. He can use videos, words, reminders, and connections to align you, but only when the phone no longer controls you. Authority is restored the moment you stop reacting automatically. When you choose when to engage. When you decide what enters your mind. When you put the phone down not because you're forced to, but because you're aware. God is saying this is not about deleting everything or living disconnected. This is about mastery. And mastery is one of the clearest signs of readiness for the next level. If you can govern your attention, you can govern greater things. If you can control the small gate, You can protect larger territory. Distraction is one of the most effective weapons because it never feels like an attack. It entertains while it drains. It keeps you busy while starving your spirit. It fills your mind while emptying your clarity. The enemy rarely needs to confront a chosen one directly. He only needs to keep them occupied. Noise delays obedience. Entertainment dulls sensitivity. Constant stimulation makes stillness uncomfortable. And stillness is where God often speaks. How many times did intuition whisper, but the screen was louder? How many moments of clarity were interrupted by a vibration? God is warning you because breakthroughs are often delayed not by opposition, but by inattention. Missed nudges lead to missed timing. Ignored prompts lead to prolonged waiting. This device has become a test of stewardship. Can you remain present in a world engineered to scatter you? Can you hear heaven when everything is shouting? God is not asking for perfection. He is asking for awareness. Because awareness restores power. Chosen one, hear this truth without resisting it. Focus is training for responsibility. Discipline over attention is not a personality trait. It is preparation. God does not release influence, wealth, authority, or large assignments randomly. He entrusts them to those who can steward pressure without collapsing and manage abundance without losing clarity. What many do not realize is that attention is the first test. If your focus fractures under small temptations, larger opportunities would overwhelm you. If your peace is easily disturbed by notifications, opinions, and noise, then greater visibility would become a burden instead of a blessing. God watches how you handle the unseen moments, how you manage boredom, silence, waiting, and stillness. Because if you cannot govern yourself when no one is watching, influence will expose you when everyone is watching. The phone has become one of the clearest training grounds. It reveals whether you respond intentionally or react impulsively, whether you lead your habits or surrender to them. This is not about restriction, it is about readiness. God is not withholding from you. He is preparing you so what comes next does not crush you. Chosen one, this is not a playground, it is a battlefield. Every app, every platform, every feature is designed with one goal, to keep you engaged as long as possible. Your time is the prize. Your focus is the reward. Your beliefs are the long-term outcome. What you consume shapes what you consider normal. What you consider normal shapes how you live. And how you live shapes where you end up. This is why the war is not primarily for money. Money follows attention. The real war is for focus. Because focus determines belief, belief determines action, and action determines destiny. God is revealing this because many chosen ones are fighting spiritual battles in prayer while losing attention battles in daily life. You cannot consistently win one while ignoring the other. Awareness is not paranoia, it is wisdom. And wisdom sees the battlefield clearly without fear. How many moments has heaven tried to reach you quietly while your attention was elsewhere? God often speaks in impressions, nudges, inner knowing, subtle direction, not always in thunder. But notifications are loud. Alerts are aggressive. Screens demand immediate response. Over time, sensitivity dulls. Discernment weakens. The spirit learns to tolerate interruption. Chosen one, this is not about blaming technology. It is about recognizing how easily divine moments are drowned out by constant stimulation. A delay here, a missed prompting there. Nothing dramatic, just small shifts that accumulate into seasons of waiting longer than necessary. God is saying this not to alarm you, but to recalibrate you. Destiny requires presence. And presence cannot survive where attention is constantly fragmented. This generation bows without kneeling, worships without words, sacrifices without realizing it. Hours are offered daily, not intentionally, but habitually. The phone has become a substitute altar where time, emotion, and identity are unconsciously laid down. Time is the most precious currency you have because it is the only thing you cannot recover. And chosen one, you were not created to spend it carelessly. God is calling you out of unconscious devotion and into intentional living. Not because He wants control, but because He wants you free. Free from comparison. Free from noise. Free from drifting. Chosen ones cannot afford passive living. The weight you carry requires clarity. And clarity demands that you choose what deserves your devotion. Chosen one, your phone does not just store data, it stores emotional weight. Every old photo, message thread, saved note, and voice recording carries energy from the season it was created in. And when you revisit those things without awareness, you do not merely remember the past, you re-enter it. God is revealing this because some of your emotional exhaustion is not coming from your present, but from repeated exposure to versions of yourself that were meant to stay behind. Old conversations reopen wounds you already survived. Photos from former seasons quietly awaken grief, comparison, regret, or longing that God already healed. Messages you reread pull your heart backward when your destiny requires forward motion. This is not nostalgia, this is anchoring. And anchors are useful only when you want to stop moving. God is saying release is not forgetting, it is choosing not to live there anymore. Some digital memories are keeping emotional doors open that heaven already closed. Healing requires space. Growth requires distance. And clarity requires that you stop feeding parts of yourself that belong to seasons you have outgrown. God is not asking you to erase your history. He is asking you to stop letting it control your present. What you repeatedly revisit, you repeatedly energize. And what you energize gains influence. Chosen one, notice what happens when the phone is off, lost, drained, or forgotten. At first, there is discomfort, restlessness, a strange feeling of emptiness. But then, something else arrives: clarity. Thoughts slow down, emotions settle, awareness sharpens. The noise fades, and suddenly you can hear yourself again. You can hear God again. Silence is not empty, it is revealing. This is why constant stimulation is dangerous. It prevents you from ever sitting long enough to notice what is misaligned, what is unresolved, and what needs attention. God often speaks in stillness because stillness strips away illusion. The phone trains you to avoid silence because silence exposes truth. But truth is not your enemy. It is your guide. Chosen one, your calling does not need constant updates. It needs depth. Eternity does not vibrate, flash, or alert. It whispers. And if your life is always loud, you will miss what matters most. God is reminding you. Your identity, purpose, and destiny existed before this device and will outlast it. Do not let temporary noise disconnect you from eternal instruction. Your attention does not exist in isolation. Every click, share, view, and reaction feeds something larger than you. Phones are portals into collective consciousness. They amplify ideas, normalize behaviors, and strengthen narratives. When you give your attention to fear, it grows. When you feed division, it spreads. When you amplify truth, it multiplies. God is calling chosen ones to higher discernment because your focus carries influence even when you feel unseen. You are not just consuming content, you are participating in spiritual ecosystems. What you watch strengthens something. What you ignore weakens something. Neutrality is an illusion. God is not placing pressure on you. He is reminding you of your impact. You were never meant to be a passive observer. You are meant to be a stabilizing presence. And that requires awareness of what you are feeding with your attention daily. Light spreads intentionally. Darkness spreads by neglect. Chosen one, the screen rewards performance, not truth. It celebrates curated images, filtered moments, and edited versions of life that were never meant to be standards. Comparison quietly erodes identity. Filters distort reality. Metrics redefine worth. And without realizing it, many people begin living for an audience that cannot see their soul. God sees you when no one is watching. He measures depth, not engagement. Faithfulness, not followers. The phone can turn life into a stage where identity becomes something you present instead of something you live. And God is warning you because identity confusion leads to destiny confusion. You were not created to compete. You were created to complete an assignment. Worth is not determined by visibility. Value is not measured by numbers. And your calling does not need validation from algorithms. Chosen one, return to authenticity. Return to you when the screen is dark. That is the version of you heaven recognizes. Chosen one, few people realize how emotionally vulnerable they have become to a small sound, vibration, or visual cue. A single notification can lift your mood instantly or collapse it without warning. One message can create excitement, anxiety, fear, relief, or disappointment in seconds. This is not accidental. When your emotions become externally triggered, inner stability weakens. God is warning you because emotional regulation is essential for destiny. You cannot lead effectively, discern clearly, or stand firmly when your emotional state is constantly being hijacked. The phone trains the nervous system to live in anticipation, waiting, checking, hoping, fearing. Over time, peace becomes conditional. Joy becomes reactive. Stillness becomes uncomfortable. Chosen one, your emotional life was never meant to be governed by algorithms. Destiny is not written in alerts. Purpose is not delivered through vibrations. God is calling you back to inner anchoring, a place where your emotions respond to truth, not stimuli. When notifications stop controlling your mood, clarity returns. The phone delivers information, but it does not determine outcomes. Calls, texts, and messages may announce changes, but they do not create destiny. God does. Yet when the phone becomes the center of expectation, anxiety grows. You begin waiting for updates instead of trusting divine timing. You begin refreshing screens instead of resting in faith. God is reminding you that no app controls seasons. No message can override His will. The phone is a messenger, not the author of your story. It carries news, but it does not write conclusions. Chosen one, when you stop assigning power to devices, fear loses leverage. Peace returns when you remember who truly governs time, doors, and outcomes. Screens offer escape. Escape from discomfort. Escape from responsibility. Escape from unresolved emotions. And while escape feels soothing in the moment, it delays healing. Pain that is avoided is pain that remains in control. God is warning you because destiny requires presence. You cannot heal what you refuse to face. You cannot rise while constantly numbing yourself. Entertainment becomes dangerous when it replaces reflection. Distraction becomes bondage when it replaces growth. Chosen one, God is not asking you to live without rest. He is asking you to stop hiding. Clarity comes when you sit with yourself long enough to hear what needs to change. Growth begins when escape ends. Look honestly at your patterns. What do you touch first in the morning? What do you hold last at night? These moments train your heart more than you realize. What begins your day sets its tone. What ends your day settles into your spirit. Over time, These small choices shape entire seasons. God is not demanding perfection, He is inviting awareness. Because priorities are revealed by practice, not intention. Chosen one. When you realign the first and last moments of your day, clarity strengthens. Discipline grows. Peace deepens. Destiny responds to consistency, not intensity. Chosen one. That uncomfortable feeling you get after hours disappear on your phone is not guilt meant to crush you. It is conviction meant to wake you. There is a difference, and God wants you to understand it clearly. Condemnation tells you that you are failing and beyond help. Conviction tells you that you are capable of more and being invited higher. When you feel that quiet inner nudge saying, "This is not how I want to live," that is not shame. That is your spirit remembering its authority. God does not shame His chosen ones. He trains them. He corrects them because correction preserves destiny. Attention is sacred. Time is sacred. Focus is sacred. And when you feel conviction, it is because heaven is preparing you for inheritance. You cannot carry weight while being scattered. You cannot lead while being constantly pulled. God is not angry with you for wasting time. He is calling you to reclaim it. That discomfort is proof that you are still sensitive, still aligned, still reachable. If there were no calling on your life, there would be no conviction at all. Conviction is evidence of destiny. Chosen one. Clutter is not only physical, it is mental and emotional. Hidden drafts, unfinished notes, endless screenshots, saved videos you never return to, conversations that should have ended, reminders that no longer matter, all of these quietly mirror inner clutter. When your digital space is chaotic, your inner space often is too. God is not asking you to become minimalistic for aesthetics. He is asking you to clear space so vision can breathe. Clarity requires room. Peace requires boundaries. Direction requires stillness. Every unresolved digital fragment keeps a small part of your attention tethered to the past. God is saying release what no longer serves the season you are entering. You cannot carry everything forward. Some things were meant to teach you, not follow you. When you clear space, peace enters. When peace enters, discernment sharpens. And when discernment sharpens, destiny accelerates. Chosen one, here is the divine irony. The very device that distracted you is the same device God can use to awaken you. Heaven is not limited by tools, only by your readiness. A message arrives at the exact moment you were about to give up. A video appears that answers a question you never spoke aloud. A call comes when you needed confirmation the most. God redeems what distracted you. He does not waste seasons. But miracles flow where attention is disciplined. When the phone is no longer your master, it becomes a servant. When you stop scrolling unconsciously, divine timing can meet you intentionally. God says, do not fear the tool, govern it. Because when alignment returns, even ordinary devices become instruments of purpose. Chosen one, now it comes down to a choice. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. The phone will either remain a battlefield or become a blessing, a test or a tool, a weight or a weapon in your hand. Authority has always been yours, but authority unused becomes influence lost. God is warning you because time is not waiting. Destiny is calling. And delay is not neutral, it is costly. This is not about throwing your phone away. This is about taking your life back. Awareness leads to discipline. Discipline leads to clarity. Clarity leads to momentum. And momentum leads to manifestation. You are closer than you think, but distraction can quietly stretch seasons longer than necessary. God says choose intentionally, because every day you delay alignment, you delay arrival. Chosen one, hear this final truth and carry it with you. Attention is the true currency of power. Where your focus goes, your future follows. You were not created to drift, scroll endlessly, or live reactively. You were created to see clearly, move deliberately, and rise with authority. The voice you were meant to follow does not compete for attention. It waits for stillness. This is your wake-up call. Not to fear technology, but to master it. Not to disconnect from the world, but to reconnect with yourself and with God. Reclaim your mornings. Reclaim your nights. Reclaim your focus. Reclaim your destiny. Because time is moving, purpose is waiting, and heaven is calling you higher before it's too late.